Friends with benefits sounds like the greatest thing since sliced bread. The problem is that one or the other always falls in love. And the other is like, oh, he's just a great person. Oh. Yeah, friends with benefits is the notion that two people can have sex, a man and a woman can have sex, and there's no emotional thing going on. They just do it like they're playing like golf together or squash or some shit like that, right? The friends with benefits is a sexual relationship where both parties are free to see other people and they get together occasionally to have sex, enjoy each other's company, and then break off, right? Now, the thing is, man, I've had a few friends with benefits situations, right? I can tell you right now, it never ever ends well. It always backfires because one or the other always falls in love. No exception. Yeah, in my own case, it's always been the woman that I'm with who falls in love with me. Okay? I mean, I don't want to sound like a great Lothario, some shit like that, okay? But it's just been my experience that I usually wind up having sex with some girl, I have friends with benefit type situation. I mean, I like her, she's good company and all the rest of it, but I'm not in love with her, right? And on my part at least, no amount of fucking her is going to get me to fall in love with a girl, okay? That never happens to me. Like, I fall in love for other reasons, but just fucking her and that, you know, the dopamine rush of sexual pleasure, that never makes me fall in love with some girl. Never, okay? I can fuck a girl 1,000 times and I'll feel exactly the same way about her, okay? Other factors make me fall in love, but with girls, it's not that. It's not. With women, it tends to be sexual pleasure makes them fall in love with a guy, which actually makes a whole lot of sense because, like, prehistorically, or not even prehistorically, I mean, like, historically, throughout the existence of human beings, right, women often as not were stolen from one tribe by another, right, because they didn't have enough women and they would go out and steal them and they would forcibly have sex with a woman. And I have no doubt in my mind that over the millennia of this going on, women in general evolved so that they would at first probably resist the rape that was happening to them, but over time they would not only get used to it, but develop emotional feelings, emotional attachments to their rapist. You know, disturbing as that may be for us to consider in our contemporary culture, in our contemporary point of view on such matters. It makes complete evolutionary sense for that to have happened. And so when it comes to this issue of friends with benefits, right, of course, there's no rape going on. It's a consensual sexual encounter. But what happens is that over time, the girl starts to develop emotional feelings, emotional attachments to the guy who's fucking her. And as this grows in her mind, and the fact that the guy is detached from her, I mean, he enjoys fucking her, but he doesn't want to, live with her or have babies with her or any shit like that. He doesn't want to have a relationship with her in the traditional boyfriend-girlfriend type relationship. He just wants to fuck her and then pursue other women, right? It starts to weigh on the girl, and she starts to, it starts to drive her a little bit nuts. Yeah. In my own case, every single time I've had friends with benefits type situation, she's always fallen in love with me and it's always blown up in my face. And she's like a big scandal, big drama, big thing, and it's like, kaput. The whole thing goes down the tubes, right? Every single fucking time, because the girl knows that I'm never going to want to be with her permanently. I just enjoy her company, yeah, and get together once in a while, and that's great. But like a steady-ass relationship, no, just not interested with her. And she knows this, and it drives her nuts until, she reaches a breaking point. Yeah. Now, on the other side, I've talked to a few guys that this has happened to. In point of fact, I actually get a lot of fan letters from guys, young guys, romantic guys. You can tell by the way they write that they're all into romance and shit, right? And they fell in love with some, friends with benefits girl that they had in their lives, right? They fell in love with a girl. And, they asked me how to convert this friends with benefits type situation into like a real relationship, right? And I don't have the heart to tell these guys most of the time that it's not going to fucking happen. Because sometimes, especially lately with girls nowadays, who take sex much more in a not just merely relaxed way, but a much more casual way, and they have a lot more sexual partners, and therefore they become immune to the sense of like having enough sex with one particular guy is going to make them fall in love with a guy, because they have sex with so many guys, right? I mean, basically sluts, if you think about it, or if you refer to it with the right noun, yeah, they're fucking sluts. But anyway, these guys, they fall in love with these girls, right? With these sluts, with these girls that have had God knows how many cocks up their cunt and up their ass, probably, right? And they fall in love with these girls. Oh God, it's just so fucking sad. I mean, poor bastards, right? Poor bastards, because the romantic feelings that they have are never going to be reciprocated. These girls, they fuck like guys. Yeah, that's as simple as that. They do not see the sexual encounter as a big thing, as a big emotional thing. And these guys, probably because so many of them have been raised to be in touch with their emotions and all this soy boy cucked out bullshit crap that's been going on in our society, right? Well, these guys, they fall for the girl. And the girl acts like a guy, and the guys get their hearts broken. Oh God. Now the thing is, if you're such a guy, if you're like a romantic schmuck, and there's nothing wrong with being a romantic schmuck, okay? I mean, I'm putting it down, but the fact of the matter is, it's basically the sign of personal decency to be all romantic and shit. Huh? If you are this kind of guy, this kind of romantic guy, then know yourself and understand that if you get involved with a woman who views sex very casually, understand that you are going to develop feelings for this girl. You are going to fall for her, but she's not going to fall in love with you. You got to understand that from the get-go, and be smart, okay? Because if you realize that you're going to develop all these feelings for this girl who will not develop, or more to the point, cannot develop these feelings for you because she's had so much cock that ability has been just fucked out of her, right? Well, then be smart. Don't get attached to such a girl. She's only going to fucking hurt you. Yeah, these fucked out girls, these girls who have had 1,000 cocks, that have the 1,000 cock stare, yeah, they're damaged. Okay, and I did a whole fucking video that 1.5 million people saw about this fucking topic. Yeah, they are not going to attach to you. They cannot pair bond with you. Okay, you might be able to pair bond. You might instantly pair bond because you're a romantic at heart, or you don't have that much sexual success, right? This happens a lot. A lot of times, a guy with not that much sexual success will fall into or stumble into some friends with benefits type situation, and he'll fall in love because since he's not sexually successful, this is the only pussy that he's getting, and so he thinks that this pussy is the be-all, end-all of all pussy, and he falls in love with the chick, and tears ensue. Come on. Yeah, you got to know yourself. You got to know who you are and understand that if you're sexually unsuccessful or not that successful, and you fall into a friends with benefits type situation, you got to understand from the get-go what's going on. Don't be stupid, because you're only going to get hurt. You're only going to get hurt, and potentially it could have life-altering consequences. Yeah, the life-altering consequences are that, you wind up getting married to the skank, right? Because she is going to be a skank. Because, by definition, the girls who go into the whole friends with benefits type situation, they're all fucking skanks. I mean, come on. Who are we kidding here? Yeah, a girl who has reduced sex to such a casual thing is a fucking slut. So, look, she's going to be damaged. She's a skanky-ass slut. And you, sucker fool, which I understand, but still, sucker fool, you're gonna wife her up. Yeah, you're gonna wife up a fucking damaged girl. What the fuck you think is gonna happen, huh? Think. So know yourself. Know yourself. Know who you are. Know what can happen to you. Understand that if you're a romantic guy and you hook up with one of these girls for a friends with benefits type situation, it's going to blow up in your fucking face. And this shows and proves for both sides, for both sexes, friends with benefits never fucking works. Ever.